Hi Marshall, just looking at your file here. Your PDF looks pretty good. You do have all of the print information on your PDF, so you included the bleed marks and crop marks and color information and the other name information in here, which I didn't really want. So you got a couple extra printer's marks in there that we don't need. Okay, let's take a look at it in the software. So we have bleed issues. We definitely need to bring this red box all the way to the bleed line, all the way around. So we have issues with bleeds. This box here, this just needs to be fixed. That needs to come all the way to the red bleed line as well. We can use the white arrow tool and do a shift click on the anchor point to just kind of bring it out to where we want it. Possibly doing it here too to get this line more even would be maybe a good idea as well. Looks like we could use the, let's see, where's it at? It's probably, oh, the pen tool, delete anchor point tool. There's an extra anchor point in here we just don't need, so I deleted that. That looks a little better. This could probably be moved to the bleed line as well, just to get it even. This is a little tricky in here, Marshall. You've got some kind of advanced shapes going on that are interacting. And getting all of them even is somewhat difficult. But if you mess around with them long enough, it does work. So let's see, what else? I would say this shape, I would just bring it so that it definitely is not going to get cut off at the bleed. Possibly adjusting it here by shift clicking with the white arrow tool, shift click to open it up. It'll turn white when it's open, and lining it up just hopefully with the other anchor point. Might have to use a guide for this to make sure it's lining up okay. It's not really, but that's close enough. This is a little tight in here, so MSU, and we could do a dash northern. This might look better on like less lines, so we could separate this out a little bit with either this, or we can do an option 8 on our keyboard and have dots in between, or we can have these lines. I'm not sure if it really matters which one you use, but option 8 will give you the dot. Shift to get the little thing, shift click on the keyboard. Maybe center this in here. I would almost say maybe like a left alignment might look good on this, and then just away from the edge. I want to say like this should, I feel like this should be at the bottom. I think you were trying to go, this might be more of a headline. It seems like maybe picking a font that has a bold. None of these fonts have that, and they're all different too, I think. Yeah, we want to go with probably 2 fonts at the most on your project here. And like we said in class, I would make this probably white. Let's see, color. Let's go swatches. We'll go to paper. And then we just need to maybe make this maybe a different alignment. Maybe this justification might look good. And let's see what size is this. We can definitely go to like 10. And then we can bring this in from the sides, the text box itself. And let's take the stroke off the text box. I'm going to move this down. We also need to take the hyphenation off of this text box. So if we go into the Properties panel and scroll down under Paragraph, there is the -8 checkbox. Oops, what did I just do? I did the weird thing that Tana was talking about. Yeah, so the -8, check that off. And we'll just move this over to center it, and maybe just center it inside the boxes, both vertically and horizontally. You know, this, I don't know if it needs to be there. I mean, you could have maybe just one line above. So if we push W on our keyboard, we can see our bleeds. This white would need to come all the way to the bleed. And maybe we'd make this stroke the same size as the other lines so that we have consistency with the line width in our design. Get a little bit wider. There we go. And I mean, this could stay up here, but I almost want to see it like bigger and maybe a gold, you know. Oops. So, oops, what did I just do? Okay. Just to make it stick out. And I would say like just 2 fonts. So this font is Sitka. Let's just stick with that. I would say next time try to find one that is, try and find something that has a bold. These are weird because they have weird names. I don't really like this font just because it doesn't have bold, italic, things like that in it. But yeah, pick a font that has like a bold and an italic and a black for body copy especially, just because, yeah, you're going to want to have that for body copy. Then you have more options for your design. You could say visit. It would be a little bit shorter. Oops. And then we could do like MSU N campus. Let's take this C. And let's make this. See, we don't have a bold, which is kind of a bummer. We definitely want to have a bold font because this is sort of the headline. So, and then you were saying with Type on the Path that you wanted to have a different, oops, we don't want to flip it. You wanted it to be a little different. You wanted it to be here, and I don't know. I don't think any of these are going to work very well. I think it needs to be on rainbow. And maybe we do need to flip it, and then we push W, push cancel. Okay. Okay. Let me go back in here, put it back on Ascender, push OK. Oops. And then we need to flip it. Push OK. Okay, now I can go in and I can move. It's hard to see, but on a Type on a Path, there are little things that you can move. There's 2 of them. So I need to move this one first, because this, oops, I'll move this out of the way. I need to move this one first. I'm going to move it way out of the way, and I'm going to move this one up here. Okay, so that's kind of what you were going for, I think. I think this is what you had in your mind, to some degree. Okay, and then the second page, I mean, I would do the same thing with this. I would take this box, push W, definitely bring it past the bleed line. We're having issues with bringing colors to the bleed line. So just remember in the future, definitely, you know, to the bleed line, which is the red line here, or past it with all the colors that you're wanting to use. Since I want the white to go all the way to the edge, I want that one there. The stroke on this one is 5 points, so let's make the stroke on this 5 points, just to get them consistent. I want this text, I'm just going to do Command A. I'm going to use the eyedropper tool to sample, so I get exactly the same text on either page. I'm going to tighten it up a little bit, so that it's not so close to the edges. And I'm going to try and, you know, make the spacing here the same as here too, so that we have a lot of consistency. This one line's getting kind of goofed up, but I'm not going to worry about that. That's a pretty small detail. The items were required by Northern Montana College. Let's just do MSU Northern. It does help a little bit with the spacing, I've noticed. And then we can also horizontally and vertically center this. That does help a little bit. So we have our camera. I do like the camera graphic. I'm going to kind of center it a little bit further down. Maybe the camera graphic would look good with a, you know, black stroke on it, just to make it pop out a little better. I'm not liking this white. Well, I don't know. Some of these shapes in the background I'm not loving. Like maybe there's too much going on. Maybe we could just have this come down here. I'm using the white arrow tool to move this. So maybe something like that. And let's see, this shape could go away. And maybe these, I mean, I know you're kind of going for a Polaroid look here, but I don't know if it's coming across very well. You might just want to delete it and, you know, cut your losses and just do this so that they're all the same size. They all have the same stroke on them. Let's use the same stroke size as we did on some of the other strokes. So if I grab this on the edge of the frame, I can get it better. And let's make it 4 point, and then let's make the color the same. So let's use the, oh shoot. Let's use that gold color. I need to get this gold color in the swatches panel. So let's just drag it down here so we have it. So I'm going to reselect these, not grabbing them by the hand in the middle, but on the edges of the frames. And then let's change the color of the stroke to that. And it is set to 4 point, I think. So yeah, and that's what we have on our other box. Oh, actually, no, that one's at 5. Oh, so let's make these 5 then. So they match. And this is way too small, and this is way too big, because it's coming into contact. So let's just size it down. Oops, I think it got stretched at one point too. It looks a little stretchy. So I'm going to stretch it back, so okay. And then we don't want to stretch logos or images at all anytime. We don't want anything too close to the edges. And then this is too small. This text is too small here. So let's fix that. Let's just do, for more information, please contact Val Hickman. We're going to center this. We need to make it the same font. And let's make it bigger. And maybe we could use like one of the red colors that you have just to make it a little better looking. Yeah. It doesn't look like you have all of the text in here either. You might have cut it off, maybe, I don't know, or either you just need to put a period in there. But I'm thinking, you know, that looks pretty good. You could also make this, you know, we could make this potentially more like this, and even keep the stroke and make it a 5 point stroke. And then maybe this could be, you know, you'd have to remove the background and use the, let's see, if I go to Windows, CC Libraries, I can pull this up and replace this logo with something I have in the libraries, which this one would work pretty well, I think. So I can just click and drag it in, and it's, oops, I need to click and drag it in over here, and then we can size it down. So I did bring in that other logo, and I think that looks pretty good. I would say a lot of your images are still in RGB, so we need to fix that. You need to put them in CMYK, but your effective PPIs look good on your files. Anyways, I feel like this looks like a rough draft, the thing that you turned in, and it just needs more refinement. All right, talk to you later.